It is March 3rd, 2022. The month of March is already here, and I want to thank you for watching the Calvary briefing. This week I was really interested in an article that I read that was produced by Crossway, and the article had a word in it that drew my attention to it. And this word is one that we are seeing on our headline feeds, one that we're hearing on the news. And the word that captured my attention is the word war. If I say war today, you probably think about what is happening in the nation of Ukraine and Russia and the invasion by Russia into Ukraine and all of the many facets of that war. Well, this article says life is a glory war. We don't really think about it, but there's actually a much bigger war than the one in Ukraine. We're thinking also of big wars like World War II, World War I, and that bigger war is a glory war. We have to understand that God is glorious. He has a weight of impact behind him. And because God is glorious, life is one big glory war. Each one of us has been created by God to seek glory. We are glory-oriented human beings. We're attracted to glorious things. That might be things that we see in nature. It might be things that we are working on, like a computer or an engine. We want those things to operate, and when they do, we see their glory. It might be a meal. It might be a movie. It might be drama. It might be power. But we all are oriented to seek glory. God made us that way. The problem is that when sin enters into the equation, sin makes us messed up in the glory war. We actually become glory thieves. And instead of acknowledging the glory of God and all that he has done through his one and only Son, Christ Jesus, we turn that glory toward us, and we seek the glory for ourselves, and we end up being absolutely backward in this glory war. And it's important to know that as we read the Bible from Genesis to the book of Revelation, we discover that the only satisfaction that we will ever find in our hunger for glory comes in Jesus Christ. There is a hunger for glory that we each experience. St. Augustine said, "Our hearts are restless until they find their rest in Thee." And that is the truth for each one of us. The purpose of all of the things that we seek glory in, whether that's a meal or a movie or a car engine or the beauty of the mountains, the purpose of creation is not to satisfy our hearts, but to point us to the one who can satisfy that hunger for our glory. There's only one that can satisfy that hunger for glory, giving us peace and rest in this life. God's grace alone has the power to defeat the glory war that is going on in our hearts. The glory war doesn't rage on outside of us, like the war in Ukraine, but the glory war rages inside of us, and it's constant, and it never goes away. That's why Jesus had to come to earth. That's why Jesus lived a perfect life. That's why Jesus paid our sin penalty for constantly reaching out and seeking the glory for ourselves. That's why Jesus rose again, conquering death. It's amazing grace that Jesus brought to earth. And Jesus willingly came on what you could call a glory rescue mission. And we will live forever and experience God's glory as we have placed our faith in Him. There's only one in the universe who is worthy of ultimate glory, and that is God. God is ultimate greatness. God is ultimate beauty. He is ultimate perfection, and He is all of these things in everything He is and everything He does. God has no inconsistency in His glory. Romans 11:36 reminds us that everything comes from Him, everything that continues to exist is through Him, and everything is made for Him. He is bright, He is stunning, He is everything. This article in Crossway made an interesting suggestion. And the suggestion is this, that as a human being, realizing that the glory war rages inside of us and realizing that it's constant and realizing that our sin is that we are glory thieves trying to seek glory for ourselves. The challenge of this article was to consider these verses in 1 Chronicles 29, verses 10 through 13. Therefore, David blessed the Lord in the presence of all the assembly. And David said, Blessed are you, O Lord, the God of Israel, our Father forever and ever. Yours, O Lord, is the greatness and the power and the glory and the victory and the majesty, for all that is in the heavens and the earth is yours. Yours is the kingdom, O Lord. You are exalted as head above all. Both riches and honor come from you, and you rule over all. In your hand are power and might, and in your hand it is to make great and to give strength to all. And now we thank you, our God, and praise your glorious name. Here's a challenge for you. Maybe the glory war would go better in our lives if we went to 1 Chronicles 29, read those verses, and copied them down on a 3x5 card and hung it on our bathroom mirror. Maybe each day, if we started with 1 Chronicles 29, 10 through 13, facing us, with that truth hitting us, maybe there would be more victory in our glory wars. Take time to let the awe of God and the thoughts and desires and emotions of your heart move toward Him. Jump for joy that you are connected to this awesome one by grace.